have you ever wondered if there's, a real path to building $1 million AI business? Well, today we're going to break down the exact blueprint from entrepreneur Dan Martell. This is a guy who's not only done it himself, but has helped a ton of companies hit that seven-figure mark in under a year. So yeah, let's just dive right in.
And that's the promise we're starting with right there. This is not some fluffy theory. This is a field-tested process. Martell lays out a step-by-step plan that totally flips conventional wisdom on its head to get you from just an idea to actual profit, and fast. So here's our roadmap for the next few minutes. We're going to start with finding your market, then we'll get into structuring the finances for maximum profit, move on to building and automating the whole thing, and finally, we'll look at how you can scale it all into a lasting empire.
First up, finding your niche. And look, the crucial point here is that this isn't about the tech or the product just yet. Nope, it's about finding the right people with the right problem. Strategy always comes before structure.
This right here, this is the #1 mistake people make. They fall in love with an idea, they lock themselves away for half a year building it, and then they launch to the sound of crickets. That whole model is just fundamentally broken.
So let's flip it. The old way is to build, spend a bunch of money, and then just hope someone buys it. But Martell's way? You sell it first, you get paid, and then you build it. This simple little flip de-risks the entire venture, and it guarantees you're building something people have already proven they'll pay for.
And this pre-selling process is actually deceptively simple. First, you're just asking for advice, not for their money. You listen to their biggest pains, then you create an offer that solves that one specific problem. And then, once they've paid, you focus on delivering a result as fast as humanly possible.
So, where do you find these magical customers? Well, forget the flashy, super trendy markets like crypto or the latest marketing tech. The real gold is in the boring industries. The ones that are stable, have been around for decades, and aren't completely flooded with competition.
This quote from Jeff Bezos just captures the mindset perfectly. Instead of chasing these fads that are going to be gone in 3 years, you focus on timeless problems in industries that will still be here in 10, 20, even 50 years. That's where you build a real lasting business.
And finding them is way easier than you think. You can literally just ask an AI for a list. Look for industries where the deal sizes are high. That means they have money to spend, and where a lot of the work is still done by hand. Then just zoom in on a single expensive pain point. Something like an electrician losing thousands of dollars every month on missed calls after hours. That's your gold mine.
Okay, so you found your niche. Fantastic. Now let's move on to the next phase, designing the financial engine. This is all about making sure your business isn't just busy, but that it's actually, incredibly profitable.
So the most important thing to understand here is margin. It's not about how much revenue you make, it's about how much you keep. If you sell something for $5 and it costs you $1 to deliver, your margin is $4, and AI is an absolute superpower here, because it can drop your delivery cost to practically zero.
The potential here is just enormous. While services and consulting offer fantastic margins, like 70 to 80%, the holy grail is AI software, where margins can hit 95%. The path he recommends is to start with services, to really deeply learn the customer's workflow, and then you productize that knowledge into scalable software. To get there, you need an offer that brings in cash before you do any of the work. You need to be hyper-specific about the one result you deliver. Get paid up front, maybe for 6 months instead of just 1. Create some scarcity, only 10 founding spots available, to get people to make a decision. And finally, add a bonus that completely eliminates their biggest fear about buying.
All right, so you've got a validated offer. You've got cash in the bank. Now it's finally time to build. But listen, the goal isn't to create some kind of masterpiece. It's to create a machine, a vending machine that just delivers value automatically, 24/7.
This is the whole idea behind a minimum viable product, or an MVP. Please don't spend $100,000 on a beautiful app before you've even proven it delivers value. Your only goal for that first version is this: does it solve the customer's problem? That is it. It just has to work. And you have options. It doesn't matter what your technical skill level is. You can use no-code platforms to automate a workflow. You can use AI-assisted tools to write the code way faster. Or you can hire a developer, but just make sure to give them a small test project first to prove they've got the skills.
Okay, once that MVP is built, you have to automate its delivery. From the second they pay on Stripe, the system should automatically grant them access, send all the onboarding materials, and handle the most common support questions. This is how you stop yourself from drowning in client work as you start to grow.
So, you've got a product, you've got customers, and you've got an automated system. You're making money. Now for the final piece of the puzzle, shifting your mindset to scale this thing into a true empire.
A mentor once told Martel about 2 types of greed. Short-term greedy gets you that quick win today, but it sacrifices the future. Long-term greedy, though, that means making decisions now that set you up to build a business for the next 50 years. That is the mindset for true wealth. And this long-term vision is built on what Martel calls the 3 S's of wealth. The first one, and honestly the most foundational, is sell. Before you do anything else, you have to master the skill of talking to customers, making really compelling offers, and getting that financial machine turning.
The second S is scale. Once you've proven you can sell, it's time to scale up. This means tightening your systems, raising your prices as you deliver more value, refining your offer, and strategically building out your team. It's all about making the machine more efficient and more profitable.
And the final S is stack. Once your core business is a reliable, cash-producing machine, you can start stacking on top of it. You can launch new products, form strategic partnerships, you could even acquire smaller companies to sell to your existing customer base. This right here is the ultimate leverage for building a true empire.
So there you have it, the complete blueprint. From finding a problem in a boring market all the way to scaling a solution into an empire. It doesn't require a trust fund or some special degree, just a willingness to talk to customers and do the work. The opportunity is absolutely here. So the only question left is, what will you build?